How's it going, everyone? What you're going to see today is another 18-1 sniping round on Damavand Peak, which seems to be a popular map for me lately. After playing PC for a week, and I know it's a small sample size, it seems to me like the sniping and the recon class is even more viable on PC than console, though I believe that comment will spark a nice heated debate between console and PC players, and even possibly just PC players that can't seem to get it in their head that recon can be an extremely powerful class in the right hands. The reason I wanted to do this commentary of recon getting a bad reputation is because no matter how many times I would do this, or even if I just went 12-1 or 13-1 with the endless spots that set up all those assault players' kills, they would continually get into, oh my god, people are playing as recon? And it would irritate me. I'd say there's no logic to their statements, they're being stupid. But then I realized after that I'm not going to be able to convince stupid people that they're stupid. But anyway, I'll get into what I'm talking about here. First off, I'd say 80% of recon players, in my experiences, don't play the class correctly, and unfortunately play it in circumstances that aren't maximizing team productivity. Instead of using a shotgun or a PDW in addition to all the equipment, they use a bolt-action sniper and don't attack. They don't push, they just sit there. If you're playing Rush, especially attacking, you probably shouldn't have more than 2 to 3 snipers, even if they're good, in a 32-man plus server. But of course, like any bit of information you're going to be given, it's level dependent and situation dependent, of course. For example, Karg Island could use a few soft limbs and snipers to clear the east hills, and Metro could really use those beacons to avoid long running times to the second set of MCOMs. Too many people that can't snipe or don't use equipment correctly always snipe when they should be attacking, like I was saying. I can personally say I don't usually snipe an awful lot when I'm attacking unless I want to get behind enemy lines with a beacon, or if I want to clear suppression-inducing LMG bipods or other snipers in addition to spotting everything. Basically, I'm saying the key is to see what your team needs and to fill that role, especially if you're choosing to play recon. A lot of the time, all of the guys that really hate recon, the primary assault players and infantry players, if a good recon's on your team, sniping, continually spotting, planting down tugs, MAVs and all that, I don't think they have any idea how big an influence that good recon player is to their success. When everything's highlighted for you and you're just point and shooting the red dots that pop up on your minimap, sure, you're getting the kills, but they're feeding them for you. And I've played that role my entire life of recon. You've all seen a lot of my videos. You know this. A good recon can make your life so much easier. So this is more a commentary to let you know that recon gets a bad reputation a lot of the time, and it might be actually, it might be deserved considering a lot of the bad recons out there. But at the same time, this is also going to try and teach the bad recons some tips to improve as well. So yeah, a good recon can basically be the unsung hero of a continual winning team, or basically the cause of the losing team. So it depends on the recon. First off, I'd say bad recons don't use their spawn beacons or don't use them correctly. And what I mean by this is instead of placing their beacons in an empty building behind enemy lines so that you spawn on the ground ready to attack, they throw them in the open. This leads to two problems. That now you have to parachute into enemy lines, and good teams spot you miles away and take you down before you even hit the ground. And number two, once the enemy team realizes that you're there parachuting in, they'll quickly snuff out your spawn beacon. The other reason I'd say recons are also bad at times is they don't use their MAV or tugs, or again they use it incorrectly. You want to place it close to an objective, but not in the open so it can be spotted and destroyed. It has a larger radius than you think, so if you're playing Rush, you don't need to literally put it on an MCOM. You'll see gameplay at the very beginning of this, the 18-1 round here you're watching. You'll see it at the very beginning. I plant the tugs in that crate right to the right MCOM, and every single person that comes down that right flank is lit up like a Christmas tree. You don't need to put it right on it. Keep it concealed. So yeah, that basically with those two quick tips and my overall rant here, I say yes, Recon does deserve the bad reputation at times because there's a lot of bad Recon players out there, people that just don't know how to play it. That said, a lot of the play the objective players seem to neglect non-reviving assault players, support that basically contribute nothing other than just sitting there the whole match with their bipod, and engineers that don't use javelins or RPGs to take out the vehicles that come down. Of course, they get a free pass, right? They also forget that running into slaughter instead of a squad or team rush isn't better than a recon clearing targets. They also forget aimless play isn't actually playing the objective, and running around trying to get as many kills as possible a lot of the time is just as bad as someone sitting around. They also forget that shooting at enemies when others are trying to remain concealed isn't playing the objective if you're costing 3 of your 4 teammates they're behind lines cover. But you gotta blame someone, right? Like I've always said though, you'll never get people on one united front. Everyone has their own different playstyles. Everyone has their own different opinions. This isn't a game that has, clearly defined and clearly enforced rules a lot of the time. This is what people pay for to do. It's fun. So basically what I'm saying is, it's your game, it's your hard-earned money. Play as you like within the confines of a video game. I emphasize those terms, purely intended for fun. But just try to win as well. See you later.